Good morning, everybody. By now, you have probably heard, if you are a high-end toy collector, that HasLab's Unicron has been fully funded. And I hadn't actually planned to track this beyond statements I'd already made. But a friend of mine and a retroblasting supporter, Timothy, reached out to me with this image that showed that Hasbro is claiming that Unicron has been backed 282%. That's right, 282%. And I tried to figure out what the final backer number was, and Hasbro's website will only say 8,000 plus at this point. It won't actually say how much it was backed. Now, we do know that it crossed the 8,000 backer threshold, but 282%. I don't think that works out. So I did some math. So I got to put on my math glasses. There we go. All right. Let's just crunch some numbers here. Hasbro needed 8,000 backers for Unicron, and they extended the deadline an extra 38 days or whatever it was when they were only in the 5,000 range, and there was no way they were going to make it to 8,000 by the deadline. So they extended that range another 38 days, 40 days, whatever it was, into October. 282% of 8,000 backers, based on my math, is 22,560 backers. Now, I know there's no way they could have gotten 22,560. As a matter of fact, the highest number I could find recorded by anybody in the run-up to the final hours was 8,500 backers. And then suddenly it just switched over to 8,000 plus. It's a little weird because if you break it down by money, let's say it's 282% funded, not 282% of the backers. All right, 282% funded. At $575 times 8,000, that means they needed $4.6 million to fund this thing. At 100% funding, that was $4.6 million according to Hasbro. And that was reported by Polygon and a number of other websites that were tracking the story when they announced this thing back before Comic-Con. 282% of $4.6 million is just under $13 million, $12.9 million. I mean, the mind reels. If we take the 4,000 number, let's say that what they really only needed was 4,000 backers, being very conservative, but they set a goal of 8,000 because they wouldn't do it unless they were 200% funded. Then $575 at 4,000 backers is $2.3 million. 282% of that is $6.4 million, which is almost 6.5, which is well over the 4.6 million that they claimed was 100% funding. I am not able to find the. I'm not able to find the facts here. I mean, I'm able to crunch the numbers, but I'm not able to figure out where Hasbro's claims meet up with these numbers. And it's Hollywood accounting at this point. It's like, well, wait a second. You're 282% funded? So either you now have $13 million in your coffers, or you have 22,560 backers, which would then constitute $13 million, or you never really needed 8,000 backers to get there. 22,560 backers is 282% of 8,000. The last I heard was that it was hovering somewhere around 8,500 when the bell rang. And now they're not showing their real numbers. I seriously doubt that in the final hours of this thing, the final hour, the final minutes, whatever, it took them an extra 40-day extension to get to 8,000 from 5,000. But they're going to tell me that they got to numbers or percentages that imply that within the final hours, they went from 8,500 up an additional 14,000 backers. That's hinky. That doesn't make any sense at all. The lack of transparency, the fact that a multi-billion-dollar corporation even needs to raise this amount of capital. I get that some people are saying, well, they don't want to put a high-priced thing on store shelves where it languishes because no one will buy it. Okay, well, then, like I said, just do pre-orders outright for the thing. Some people are trying to claim, well, this is a pre-order. It's like, but it's not a pre-order like you're claiming it is. It is a give us the money to this level or we won't make it at all. That's not a pre-order situation. That's a Kickstarter situation. We need this many investors or else we're not going to do this. What this boils down to is Hasbro couldn't fail on Unicron after Cookie Monster, because that would be 2 out of 3 HasLab projects that failed. It's not a good business model, and if they were at least transparent with their numbers, yeah, I can believe that a bunch of people got spun up and excited as they saw it get closer, and then they kicked it over the line. But I don't believe they kicked it 282% funded over the line. That seems like corporate PR spin right there. Unless they weren't honest about how much this thing was going to cost. It's one or the other. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good day, and hope you're finding all the collectibles and enjoyment in retro pop culture you're looking for. I'm going to keep working with my Lego today, and we'll see you on the next video.